Alright, here we go. Tier list? Oh yeah! Hi there! My name is Doppio Dropscythe. Of course, my name is Doppio Dropscythe, and welcome to the Doppio Dropscythe channel, where today I will be directing NIJIEN. Well, at least in my mind, I will be directing NIJIEN to create the undisputed best ever, one-of-a-kind, top-tier tier list for NIJIEN, deciding which members of NIJIEN belong to which category of CHIIKAWA characters. And afterwards, we are going to be rating them on how well they can pull off a CHIIKAWA episode. So, if you were worried that this was just going to be a personality test and not a tier list, don't worry. Doppio Dropscythe has come prepared, and this will be a definitive tier list. Mika2, thank you for 5 gifts. Thank you. Yes, indeed. After we figure out the cast list and figure out who are like the best groups for a CHIIKAWA episode, I will somehow interpret them through a CHIIKAWA episode. Somehow we will do it. It'll be scuffed and it'll be really funny, but it will be a definitive tier list. It will be a definitive tier list. Now. Firstly, I want everyone to say hello to me. Hello! Are you awake? Is this okay? Can you hear me okay? Hi! Firestone says, hello P, I went on vacations, but now the trip back home is long. The time will go faster now that you're here. Have fun! Heart you. Thank you for the heart fire, Snow. Yeah! Doppio directed CHIIKAWA episode. Are you making one from scratch? Yeah, I am. I have loaded myself up with a whole lot of sweets, so I'm relying on a sugar rush to get me through this. I wanted it to be... I wanted this tier list to be made by us, so I haven't really prepared like a script or anything like that for what these CHIIKAWA liver episodes are gonna be, but like I have some stuff prepared. Firstly though, we have to figure out who is who. I think that's the first step. Who is who? Let's do it like this first. I want you to press 1. Press 1 in chat right now if you are a fan of CHIIKAWA, the series. If you are a fan of CHIIKAWA, press 1. And if you have no idea what CHIIKAWA is, if you have no idea what it's about, haven't watched a single episode, don't know any of the characters, press 2. Press 2 if you don't know. Ooh, look at all of the ones! Wow, not a single 2, all ones! Full of, oh, 1, 2, we see 1, a couple of 2s, I see a couple 2s. Alright, a 3! Samoon does not know how to follow instructions, I see. But that's okay. Let this be a great introduction on CHIIKAWA then. I'll do my best to make this a good enough introduction on CHIIKAWA. So, you binged it before stream. I binged watched it as well, over the week. I haven't finished it, and actually I didn't recognize some of the characters, so I also started reading a little bit of the manga, or at least what I could find, as much as possible. But I think I know enough. So basically, CHIIKAWA, if you don't really know what CHIIKAWA is this like really popular children's series. It's almost like SpongeBob in the way that it's kind of like short episodes, like really short episodes, like super short episodes. I think each episode is like maybe like 5 minutes long, maybe even less, maybe like 3 minutes long. and then each of these episodes are usually like put into like 3 different like are bundled into like 3 episodes into one bundle on like a Netflix episode, if that makes any sense. But essentially they are a bunch of cute characters, and each character is a CHIIKAWA. CHIIKAWA really means like a cute beast? I don't really want to say beast, but I'm gonna say like a cute little thing. But the titular character, CHIIKAWA, is probably like the most like popular of them all. Like it's like he's like the SpongeBob, I'd say. He's like the SpongeBob. CHIIKAWA is a very I think the best phrase to describe CHIIKAWA is that he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. He tries so hard. Like little creatures. I can't really show what they look like on screen, but I'm sure that if you Google it, you'll see that they're all little creatures. And CHIIKAWA is like this precious bean of a boy where he doesn't even speak at all. Like he'll speak like one phrase like every now and then, but generally speaking, CHIIKAWA just like says, very, 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 very super worried kind of guy, but he's like always down to go on these adventures as like a Luigi, as like a player 2. And he's very timid. He's so timid. Everything scares him. Everything really scares him. But he tries so hard. Yeah, he's shy. He's so anxious. He cries. Himi says he cries sometimes, but I don't think so. I think he cries literally all the time. He cries literally all the time. Actually, a poor baby. Actually, truly, a very, very poor baby. Every clip I see of it is just crying. I think so too. And with that, but I think we can't really decide who a CHIIKAWA is before we describe who a Hachiware is. I like to call him Hachiware, because like there's like this TikTok or something where they just say his name, Hachiware. It's funny. Anyway, Hachiware, on the other hand, Hachiware. Hachiware, on the other hand, he's this like little blue cat, and he's basically CHIIKAWA's best friend. But unlike CHIIKAWA, Hachiware is a little bit more, he's like the planner guy, right? He sees something and he's going to try his best to like, he's very adventurous, right? He's trying his best to seek out an adventure, because he's just a growing boy, and he's like, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to explore, oh, I want to try out this new thing that I found on the internet, right? The thing is though, is that just like CHIIKAWA, he's also very precious, he's also very innocent, he's also very weak, but he also tries his best. And he and CHIIKAWA together are just like these two best friends who try so hard. Sometimes in the series, like they'll bite off the more that they can chew, and then they'll even like get into like life or death situations, and sometimes the more brave Hachiware, who's like more like he sees himself as to be like the responsible one between he and Chiikawa. He's a responsible one. But sometimes it's actually Chiikawa who ends up being more brave. He'll like be crying. He'll have tears in his eyes the whole time. He'll have tears in his eyes trying to figure out how they can like escape the situation. And Chiikawa, he'll do it. He'll do the hard part. Chiikawa will do the hard part. They are so silly, they're so cute. But I believe in them so hard. And the other of the main three is Usagi. So usually if you look up Chiikawa, there will be like this trio. Chiikawa, the white bear, I think it's a bear. Hachiware, the blue cat, and Usagi, the yellow bunny. And Usagi is this force of nature who is absolute nonsense. In fact, not only is he absolute nonsense, but nobody understands him. Like, even in this universe where everything is weird, Usagi is probably the weirdest character in the sense that he just like instead of using his inside voice, right? Oh yeah, he could be a bear, he could be a hamster, yeah. Maybe hamster's the best thing to call Chiikawa. Anyway, Usagi, instead of using his inside voice, Usagi just has these guttural, really loud screams where he just ah! Like that, right? Like that, exactly. And Hachiware and Chiikawa, they don't really understand him very much, but they're all best friends. Yet, even though Usagi has these like really nonsensical moments, Usagi is usually the most dependable when it comes down to getting things done. Like they'll be like, oh, like there was this one episode where Chiikawa and Hachiware, they were trying to kind of like level themselves up to become like basically to like get job promotions as hunters, so that as like weeders, hunter gatherers, essentially, in order to, you know, gain more money. And they're like, oh, we have to study really hard, we have to study really hard. And then they're like, oh, Usagi, what level are you? And Usagi's like, top tier, essentially. Usagi is like really crazy and broken. So, in this case, I think now we kind of have more of a dynamic about Chiikawa, Hachiware, and Usagi. We have like a bundle of cuteness, but one is a really timid bean, one is a more adventurous bean, and one is a crazy bean. And I think that the best way that we can go about this, and I think it would be really funny, is if we already sort out Crisis. We're not doing this alphabetical. I think it'd be really funny if we sort out Crisis. So, between Chiikawa, Hachiware, and Usagi, who is Zali, Wilson, and Vanta? Who is Zali, Wilson, and Vanta? Alright, so I think we're going to start out with Zali. And Hachi Zali. I don't think so. I think Zali actually is. I think Zali actually is Usagi. And let me tell you why I think Zali is Usagi. Oh, by the way, I wanted them to kind of look like little stickers that you can like put on like a piece of cute paper. I thought it'd be cute. Let me know if you think it's cute. Anyway, let me tell you the reason why I think Zali was Usagi. Zali I think, is really, 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 really dependable. But also, Zally, in the best way possible, from weird guy to weird guy. Zally is so weird with it. Zally is so weird with it. Sometimes I have no idea how his brain even works. I've seen so many Zally streams where Zally will figure out some sort of like really crazy method to do something. Like I remember like a long time ago, he did this hand cam stream and he took off his glove, which is really dangerous by the way, but he took off his glove and somehow he was able to make it so that his somehow was able to make it so that everything that was projected was completely projected on his hand. And I still have no idea how this man is able to like figure out all of these things. But Zally is so talented in the way that I think that nobody can really ever replicate. Not just that, but just like Usagi. Sorry, Zally, to hit you with a stray. Sometimes I have no idea what Zally is saying. Sometimes I have no idea what he's talking about. Sometimes I have no idea what he's talking about. And then he'll try to explain it. Like, for example, when Zally said to me that he was French toast with his Fugi, like, in my mind, it took me like 5 minutes to understand what he meant, that he was French toast. Now, to other people, they might have understood that reference like really quickly. But me, it took me forever. It took me forever to understand that. Zally thinks differently. You know how we all have different blood types, like A, AB, O, A1, steak sauce, whatever? Zally's blood type is completely different from mine. Okay, anyway. So, we have Zally in the Usagi group. Now, Hachiwari. Between Vanta and Wilson, who is the Hachiwari? Who's the Hachiwari? Now, I think you can make a good case on both of them because both Vanta and Willie have this adventurous side to them, especially when it comes down to like making collabs. For example, Wilson, he'll have the whole like idea to make like these really big projects like we did with TerraSanji, right? So I kind of feel that he kind of feels Hachiwari there, but also whenever I watch CHIIKAWA, I don't know if it's because I have a sort of like a sadistic personality inside of me, but I love it whenever I see CHIIKAWA a little bit in distress. Right? I think you agree. Right? Whenever you see CHIIKAWA in distress, you're like, oh, this is a moment that can be legendary. Whenever I see CHIIKAWA crying a little bit, whining a little bit, I'm like, oh my god. I can't wait. And because of that, I think Wilson is definitely a bit more fun to bully just a little bit more. Just a little bit more than Vanta. But I think what solidifies Vanta more as Hachiwari to me, is that Vanta has a very big brother personality to him. While Wilson has a more of a little brother personality, Vanta definitely has more of that big brother personality that we see in Hachiwari. I think Vanta is that kind of person who really looks after people. Like for example, whenever like we're doing like a collab, right? I feel like Vanta is always spending at least 20% of his brain trying to make sure that everyone is okay. Like for example, a long time ago we did this one collab where we had Vanta being a director for when we were playing Hatofuru Boyfriend. And director Vanta, even though he was like always like fidgeting with like OBS and making sure like everything was like correct, and he was like deciding who was gonna speak and stuff. I feel like Vanta was always like spending like 20% making sure that everybody had like the right time to shine. Vanta's a very, like low-key, a very good big bro personality. And so I feel that Vanta has to be Hachiware, and Wilson is Chiikawa. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Am I cooking? Am I cooking? Am I cooking? Do you agree? Do you agree with this so far? Oh yeah, Willie is also a hamster, which means Chiikawa. Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess. I guess. Alright. Okay. And now that we've successfully made our first triple pairing in Chiikawa, Hachiware, and Usagi as Crisis, let me use my hackerman skills. I'm inputting the data. Input the data. I'm inputting the data. I'm putting the data. Okay, hold on. First, we have to bring. Okay, let's see. So we have Wilson. Okay. Oh, it's just okay. And then we need where's Zally? Hold on. Okay, and then we have Zally over here too. Okay. When did I... Okay. Alright, okay, excuse me. Alright. So anyway. So Crisis, right? Crisis, they wake up in the forest. Right? And then obviously, they notice that there's like a little box. Sitting on their tree, there's a box. And Zally is like, Wah! Wah! Because, you know, he spots it first. Oh, sorry, let me just zoom out a little bit. He spots it first, he's like, Wah! And Vanta's like, yo, hey, look, it's a box. Huh, I wonder what's inside. Hey, what do you think, Wilson? You think we should check out what's inside? And Wilson's like, And Vanta's like, yeah, you're right. F it, man, let's ball. Ah! Right, anyway, Vanta's like, okay, so, between the three of us, who wants to open it first? And Zally is like, ah! Alright, so I think we're all in agreement. Here, Zally, you can go first. And Zally opens a box. And inside of the box, it's cake! Wow! Zally's really happy with his cake. And then he takes the cake and then he leaves to go in there like underneath like another tree, and he's just like munching on. He's like munching on it. He's like, wow, wee wee, wee wee, wee wee, wee wee, wee wee. And then Vanta's like, oh hey, look, there's another box underneath that box. Another box is appearing. And then he's like, all right, I guess it's my turn to open it then. Is that cool with you, Wilson? And Wilson's like, Then Vanta's like, all right, let's see what's inside. He opens the box. Bottom! Yo, is that chocolate cake? Yo, I love chocolate cake. Chocolate cake's my favorite. How did the box know that I wanted chocolate cake? That's awesome. Wow. Man, I'm so glad I opened that cake. I'm so glad I opened that box and I found some cake. And then Van is over here. And then this is the thing. This is the key point. This is the key moment. Key moment. Remember this. Remember this. Key moment. Vanta, unlike Zally. Since he's Hachiwara, he's not eating his cake yet. This is, remember. Take notes. You better take notes here. He does not eat his cake just yet. Zally's cake, this cake, it's already like half erased. Hold on, let me just rasterize this layer. This cake's already like half gonzo, right? Because he's just eating it. Right? He's eating it so much, its opacity goes down. But Vanta, as the big brother Hachiwara, he does not eat his cake yet. Right? Anyway. Before he eats his cake, he's like, oh, hey, look, Wilson, there's another box. Why don't you open it this time, Wilson? And then Wilson's like, okay. I'm gonna open the box. I mean, he doesn't say that, right? Because Chiikawa doesn't say anything. But he's gonna open the box. And then before he opens the box, now we like see like a little like close-up frame of Vanta being like, huh, so I got some cake, which was what I wanted, and Zally got a cupcake too, which I think is what he wanted. I hope that my buddy Wilson also gets exactly what he wants too, right? And then he's like, oh, I guess that's the way it works. So I wonder what kind of thing Wilson's gonna get when he opens up his box. And then instead of there being like cake or anything like that, what happens is that he opens a box, but it's not a cake. They're like matching bracelets. And then Vanta's like, huh? You can't really eat those. Did the box break or something? And Wilson's like, And then Vanta's like, huh? Why are you so happy? And then Wilson goes up to Vanta with like his bracelets, and then they're like, yo, they're like matching friendship bracelets. And then Vanta, look, and this is important. This is really important. Okay, watch. This is really important. So Vanta, right? He takes half of his cake. Okay, hold on. We have to rasterize this layer. He takes half of his cake, and then he gives it to Wilson. And isn't that already like the best Chiikawa episode of all? Right. Where is Zally? Zally's over here. He's happy eating his cake. He's like, wee, I'm eating my cake. Yeah, here's Zally with his little cupcake. In fact, it's already finished. And then at the very end of the episode, wahoo! Anyway, so what do you think? What do you think about what do you think about Crisis as Chiikawa? I want you to give it a rating. Okay, I'm giving. Okay. So this is the tier list portion of the stream. Tier. So we have A, B, C, D. All right. How good was that scene? How good was that scene? A, B, C, or D? Okay. Now remember. So this is a group. So if they, the way that we're gonna do it is that if whoever is like the best Chiikawa, Hachiwara, Usagi, they'll be like more towards the left, right? They'll be more towards the left. The lesser rated they are, they'll be more towards the right. So, you know, I'm going to be rating them. Crisis. I love it. Reads like a proper Chiikawa episode. I'm telling you. I'm cooking. I be cooking. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Join the riding team? Would watch it again. I cooked. I cooked. This is good. 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 Alright. Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Great. Chiilson, Vantachiwari, and Uzali. Wow. Nice. Anyway, so let's go take a look at the poll. Poll says that this is 77% A. 77% A. So I'm going to put this as 77%. I think it's important to write down the crisis group is 77%. Alright, 77%. 77%. 77%. Okay. Now that I've done this, doesn't tier list make a little bit more sense now? It's kind of silly, but anyway. Okay, who's our next group? Okay, so what I wanted to. Okay, anyway. I'll explain later. Anyway, so let me just do this and up here a little bit. Okay. There's gonna be diff Chiikawaling groups. I'm gonna try. I don't know if my brain can cook this much, but I'm gonna try. Anyway, but there are more relationships and dynamics in the Chiikawa series, more than just the triple that is Chiikawa, Hachiwara, and Usagi. For example, one of my favorite characters in the series is Rako. Now, Rako, he's this yellow blonde swordsman who is essentially like the cool guy. He's like the badass. He's like the super cool Bishi Chiikawa, right? He's like he's like a sword master. He's like number one of the guild. He has like he can drive. He can drive. And he's just like the ultimate figure of admiration, right? So that's Sunny. I don't think we can like I'm pretty sure that's like a lock, right? I don't think that there can be more Oni-chan kind of vibe other than Sunny, right? Don't forget his gap moment, his love for sweets. That's true. He's an otter? He has a car. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that it's Sunny. Not only is Sunny a really strong older brother type in the entirety of NIJISANJI, but I remember whenever we do like Street Fighter with Sunny always has this like group. I mean, Sunny always takes his time. He'll even spend like 2 hours practicing with somebody who's just learning, just so that he can be like a really good teacher and like really help them out a lot. And I think Sunny, who really cares that much about like other people and like wanting them to really get what they want out of life, like a very helpful kind of guy, Sunny is 100% a Rako kind of character, I think. Right? Really reliable, really thorough, really tough, really cool. Right? I feel like that's a Sunny Briscoe character. Now, I think Momonga is probably the most divisive character, because out of all the characters in Chiikawa, Momonga is the most villain character, in the sense that like Momonga has committed a a horrible crime in body snatching. But more than that, Momonga is actually, but like when you get through that layer of like he snatched somebody's body in order to be cute, you really see this really insecure, anxious sort of character who has no idea what it's like to be cute, even though all he really wants in this whole world is to be cute. And instead what he does is that he'll copy and he'll stress out and do his best. And he's so weak, right? Like there will be so many times where Usagi is just like messing with him, and Momonga, all he can really do is just like hiss at him. Like, but Usagi's just like, I don't care. What are you gonna do? And Momonga's just like, he's stealing my rice. But there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Anyway, the body snatcher theory is low-key so sad. It's not even a theory. It's the first episode that Momonga appears. It's just like, he's just like, haha, this body's mine now. And then like there's like this monster who's just like, give me back my body. I don't think it's a theory. I think it's just literal fact. Anyway, Momonga has done some terrible stuff, but I feel bad for them, not gonna lie. Momonga's me 100%. See, that's the thing. I'm not a body snatcher. I've never snatched anyone's body before. I'm not, but I do also feel that Momonga is a character that is a little bit tough to read into. Momonga's a character, I feel like it's like you have to really give him a chance in order to really like him. Later on though, he starts to warm up and he actually is able to do something really amazing. And that is, he's able to turn an NPC, like a mob character, who has like no face or whatever, but because of Momonga's kindness, he's able to give this character a face. That is Furuhonya, also known as Kani. He gives Furuhonya like these ears, these like crab ears, and Furuhonya now becomes like a character because of that. Actually, Furuhonya does not appear all that often, at least from what I've like seen so far. So I don't think I have enough information to really give anybody Furuhonya other than that she's like this really kind girl. Anyway, for Momonga, I think I'm a Momonga. I feel like I'm a Momonga. Now, the reason why I'm giving myself Momonga is because I'm able to understand my own insecurities. Also, the best part about Momonga that's really funny is that Momonga always thinks that he's the spit. Right? Like, even though he has all these insecurities or whatever, and he's always trying to be the cutest, he always thinks that he's the spit. That he's the #1 guy. That his spit stinks. That he's like the cutest guy on the block. He has this, while he's insecure, he also has this unwavering confidence that he's just like the cutest guy in the whole world. He's, in a way, he's somebody who's able to put on such a strong mask that he's able to fool even himself sometimes. And he's like really stupid. But I like Momonga a lot, actually. I think Momonga is probably like one of my favorite characters. I can definitely see myself as a Momonga. And he wants to be praised. Yeah, he also has like a little bit of a praise thing going on. He wants to be praised. He wants to be hand-fed. Sometimes when he doesn't get his way, he's just like... Sometimes when he doesn't get his way, he goes up to like one of the tall night guys, and he's like, "Hey, give me this." And then like one of the night guys will be like, "Okay, I'll give this to you, but you'll have to do something for me." And then Momonga will like turn around and he'll like shake his ass and he'll be like, "Yada, nah, I don't want to do that. It's so dumb. Anyway, so that's Momonga, and I feel myself in that. Yeah. I don't mind saying it. I can be a whiny baby. Anyway, so Prechat is a night guy, but it's a night guy who's a really nice guy who really just wants to have who really just wants to help people out. He helps people out and he doesn't really have any like qualms about it. But the thing about Prechat that I feel that is the most I think the thing about the Prechat is that he's such a helpful guy, and like he's also a little bit introverted, even though he's part of like the whole nightclub and everything. But he really is like this really cute character, and a lot of the times he'll do all of this work for like no payment whatsoever. But like whenever he gets like fan mail or like he'll get like thanks from somebody, he just turns into like this like little he turns into like a guy who's just like I'm never gonna forget this. I'm never gonna forget this. And I don't know. I don't know if people will agree with me, but it's gotta be Luke. I don't know. You might not get me. You might not get me. You might not get me instantly, but it's definitely Luca. When you think about it, it's definitely Luca. The thing is that I feel like Luca is like 50% Usagi. Because he's like crazy, right? He doesn't really know. I mean, he doesn't really have. A lot of the times he just speaks nonsense, right? He speaks nonsense that nobody else understands because it's just like TikTok Zoomer nonsense, right? But let me tell you, Luca is a little bit introverted, but Luca's also probably one of the people who is the most down to help out. Like I remember one time, this was in a Japan trip like a long time ago. We were taking a taxi, and I remember like instead of like any of us just like thinking about like how to split the bill and stuff, Luca just pays for it. He doesn't even ask. He's just like he's not even like, are you guys like, he just straight up pays for it. He just straight up pays for it. A lot of the time, he just straight up pays for a lot of things. Luca, and the thing is that I feel like he'll do it even without the idea of being thanked. But Luca's always like one of the people who's like really first on the scene when it comes down to like setting things up for a lot of people. And I think that it can be a little bit thankless sometimes, but when you do thank him, I think he really appreciates it. So yeah, half Prechat, half Usagi, but I don't know. To me, I think Prechat, and I feel like Lucums might agree with that. But yeah. Which is really funny because I'm pretty sure he also doesn't really he's also kind of shy about admitting or about like expressing these kinds of things too. But he definitely feel like that. Anyway, that's Rocco, Momonga, Prechat. Kurimanju is a little bit of a side character. But the thing about Kurimanju is that Kurimanju is one of my favorite characters because he's just like everyone's dad. in the sense that characters will see him cook and not really understand what he's doing, but they all think that he's like really cool. And he does this for no other reason than to just like experiment and find something cool and just to be like, yo, for example, he'll be like, oh, I heard that if you like eat, what was it? Let's just say that it's sake, right? Oh, let's say that if I drink sake like this, making it like ice cold or whatever, and spin it and add a little bit of olive, then it's just gonna be so cool. And then he just like drinks it, and then he's just like, bah! and that's all he does, and that's his like little joke. And I think out of everyone in NIJISANJI, I feel like Vox and Zio definitely gave off that vibe a lot. But I feel like for the first one that I'm going to put in for Kurimanju, is I'm putting Marurin as Kurimanju. Okay. This vision. Do you see the vision? Do you see the vision here? You see the vision here? You see the vision here? Okay, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why the vision. I'll explain the vision. I will explain the vision. So, the reason why I feel like Marurin fits Kurimanju a lot is that Marurin is not afraid to do something that nobody else has ever done before, right? Like, for example, I remember in Marurin's 3D debut, she did something so crazy dangerous that I feel like it should be like I don't know if anyone else in the like rest of NIJISANJI's lifespan will ever do. She danced on lotion. Let me tell you, that is some dangerous spit. That's some dangerous stuff. Dancing on lotion, while it's super cool, why? Just why? Why did you do it? Just be... I know you can do it, but why did you do it? It was so dangerous. I was like, oh my god. When I heard that she did that, I was like, oh my god. I got worried, right? It's funny, it's insane. You could slip and fall, you can slip and break your ankle. Not just that, I feel like Marurin has this sort of like genius aura around her when it comes down to like doing some things to the point where it's just like really admirable. A lot of the times, CHIIKAWA and Hachiwara and other characters will like see Kurimanju just like cooking and doing stuff, and they'll be like, wow, that's so cool, I'm inspired, I want to do something like that too. And I feel like a lot of Kurimanju's like personality comes from the idea of like self-satisfaction. To be able to like do these challenges and feel that achievement from carrying these challenges and just like doing it for the sake of wanting like these like wanting like the self-satisfaction of just like clearing these challenges and knowing that you can do them. I feel like that's a very Marurin kind of thing. Yeah, so it's a very admirable Kurimanju. So yeah. Anyway, she's really strong though, nothing gonna break. I will still worry about that. Okay, anyway, and then for the next, for Shisa. Shisa is this character who is, how do I explain Shisa? Shisa is a character that appears a little bit later on. She is this character that's just like, always looking to work. Always looking to grind. Whenever Shisa is like, whenever I see Shisa, she's always just like, what? This is the legendary ramen master? Wow, please let me work for you. Teach me your ways. I wanna grind. I wanna do that. I wanna be amazing. Shisa is like the epitome of hard work. Hard work, grinding, just like always grinding to the point where it's like, dang, you work hard as heck. You work so hard as heck, and it's gotta be Claude. Claude, sometimes there are these things about Claude that I'm like, wow, there's no way a human has all this time to work out so consistently, have all of these like new like gym goals, is able to sing so well, so well, understand all of this like technological live or stuff, take like, you know, like OBS, whatever, all these like techie stuff. He even knows like how to like reach like master in all these games. He plays Uma Musume. His favorite Uma is Jungle Pocket, who is also just the grinder, who's also just like Miss Super Mega Grinder. Bro has like 100 side quests. I know. He's just doing all these side quests. But it always feels like there's some kind of like project that he's doing, right? There's always something that's like behind those eyes. It's kind of like behind the whole chill, like the chill dog eating a chili dog. Behind the whole chill dog eating a chili dog vibe guy is the heart of a champion who just grinds and grinds and grinds and grinds. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah. I think that's Claude. Anyway. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go back to the original trio, which is the Chiikawa Hachiware Usagi. Because I think at the very end of the day, I think what we're really going to do is we're going to really like test out which triplet of Chiikawa Hachiware Usagi is the best triplet of Chiikawa Hachiware Usagi. I think that's probably like the most logical thing to do, right? So, going back to our list, who would work as the next Chiikawa? Who would work as the next Chiikawa? And I'm thinking that we put Vox as Usagi. I think 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 we put Vox as Usagi. We know that Vox is this whole agent of chaos, and that Vox has this ability to always be himself no matter where he goes. And I feel like that's the most Usagi feeling about Usagi. That no matter where Usagi goes, he'll always be his super weird self. And every single place I've ever seen Vox, whether it's in a tournament, whether it's like in an amusement park, whether it's like, I don't know, or whether it's just like in like a Discord call, Vox is always the same. And I feel like he will always be the same. He'll always be like this really nerdy guy who is just able to spout complete and utter nonsense all the time, but it's not like it's like nonsensical nonsense. It makes perfect sense to Vox, but the thing is that to other people, you might not understand him. You might not understand even half of what he's saying, but you'll understand that he's so passionate about it that you just can't help but be like, dang, I can't wait to listen to more. Now, I think that to pair with that, let's go for a Hachiware. I think that another good Hachiware is somebody who is not only is somebody who like looks out for people, but also is somebody who invites other people to do a lot of like to go on adventures, right? Like, a lot of the time in Chiikawa episodes, the only reason why anybody does anything is because Hachiware has an idea. Sometimes Hachiware will be like, hey, I found this new ramen. I found this new snack that I think you would enjoy. Let's go enjoy it together. And I think the person who really epitomizes the whole let's enjoy this together is Alira. Right? Like, for example, I still remember, I still remember, out of all the people who I've given bug fables to, I've gotten games back from just a couple livers, and one of those livers was Alira, and she told me, Doppio, I want you to play this game called AI Somnium Files because I feel like you would really like it, and I also want to like talk about it with you and stuff. And I've also like shared with Alira like a whole bunch of other games where we're like, oh, nobody else knows what this game is, but I'll play it for you just so that we can like talk about it. Not only that, but I feel like Alira is also one of the people who's like, hey, I feel like playing Final Fantasy again. Does anyone else want to play Final Fantasy with me? And other people will be like, you know what? That's a great idea. I want to go on this adventure with you. And I feel like that's Alira, right? Somebody who will like help us go on these like huge adventures. And then who would be the Chiikawa in this group? Who would be the Chiikawa in this group? Who would be the Chiikawa in this group? I think... Who's the pathetic Chiikawa? Oh, I feel like there are a bunch of Chiikawas here that could be it, but I feel like in this group particularly, somebody who I know it has to be Finana to be Chiikawa, right? It just makes the most sense. But like, is there? I was trying to think if there was like one more person who could have like fit more this group. I mean, I think one of the reasons why Finana fits Chiikawa so well, not only is because of her like gremlin screams or whatever, but I think Finana. A lot of the times, even though Finana has a lot of like, how do I put this lightly? Sailor humor. Even though Finana has a lot of the sailor humor, or like the humor that like a like a teenager in high school, like a high schooler would have. I feel like Finana also has this side of her that's very innocent, that's very baby, that's very just a bean. I feel like Finana also is the kind of person who falls for a lot of jokes too. And I think that Finana is also 1, 2, 3. The third easiest in NIJISANJI to tease. The third easiest person in NIJISANJI to tease. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The third easiest person in NIJISANJI entities. Who's the first? Who's 1 and 2? Who's 1 and 2? Okay, number 1. Easiest person to tease in NIJISANJI is Vera Vermilion. Number 2 is Scarla. And then 3 is Finana. Vongson Elite. Wilson, yeah, but not. The thing is that when you tease Wilson bites back a little bit, right? Wilson bites back, which Chiikawa doesn't always necessarily do. Even though it's easy to tease Wilson, he doesn't always. I mean, Wilson will usually bite back, But Vare and Scarlet don't really bite back very well. They'll just kick and scream a little bit. Do you be like, ooh, shakes fist in anger, I'll get you. Finana falls into that category too of ooh, shakes fist in anger, I'll get you for that. Sorry, it is what it is. 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 Anyway, let me just get some more assets from Irasutoya, and let me start figuring out a little story that we can make from the whole. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know, we can also include like one of the other characters, like we can include Sunny in this group too, because he can be like the Ranko over here as well. Okay. All right, let me see. I need a. Okay, I need a frying pan. Hold on. I'm. In the meanwhile, discuss amongst yourselves how accurate this tier list is so far. If you think that this is like a good tier list, a bad tier list. Tell me if you agree. Tell me what you think so far. Who do you think we should be working on next? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna add this one. Let's see. Okay, we need like one of these ones too. And then lastly, I need okay, I think it's a little bit tough because I'm trying to like create these like ideas on the spot. Anyway, just give me a sec. Just a sec. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do this. Then we add Vox to the scene. We're gonna add, who else did we had? We also had Finana to the scene, Alira on the scene. Where do we put Alira? Alira on the scene, and then we also have, we're gonna include, I think this is Sunny. This is Sunny. We're gonna put Sunny on the scene as well. And then what I'm gonna do is that we're going to be switching it from here to a classroom. Okay. And then I'm gonna put Sunny here, Alira here, Vox here, Finana here, and then okay, and then I'm going to import image 1. Okay, we're gonna put 1 here. Okay, 1 here. Import image 1. Oh, shoot, 1 here for Finana. Can't believe I'm cooking. I'm cooking with all of my heart. I literally did not think about this at all. I did not think about this ahead of time. I just had like the classroom thingy. I just downloaded the frying pan right now. This story is 100%. I just made it up. All right. Okay. All right. Let's. Oh wait. Let me just put this here. Oh. Yeah, you know, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This bit to the left, I think. Okay. Looking good. Alira getting. Okay, fine. Alira's not getting bonked by the pan. Let's see. I think it's also better if we do this too. If we put. No, actually. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay. And then it starts off with Sunny. Sunny's here teaching cooking class. Sunny's over here teaching cooking class. Sensei, sensei, how are you able to make pancakes so amazing? So you want to learn how to make good pancakes, right? Oh, yeah, that's why we're in this class. Isn't that right, everyone? Oh, wait, sorry. Wait, hold on. I got mixed up. There, Chiikawa always has to be in the middle. Oh, I love pancakes! Oh, baby! Anyway, we're here to learn how to make pancakes, sensei. Then, because you've come over to my class, you have gotten already the first step. The first step is getting to class on time. And you three have done that, so I'm already very proud of you. Wow, sensei is so cool. I already feel so motivated. What about you guys? Oh! Well, class, then all you need to do is follow my instructions. And then it goes... It goes, I don't know, let's make this into a new layer. Into a new layer. And it's like, let's see. It's Sunny's very, great, amazing French voice. 5 minutes later. Right? Though, I guess that's not really a Chiikawa thing, it's more of a SpongeBob thing, but you get it. Anyway, there's like a commercial break, whatever. And then Sunny's like, okay, alright, so, your time is up. Let's see where you are so far, class. And then, Alira, as Hachiware, is like, ta-da! And then it's like, oh wow, it's a very sweet looking cake. You tried really hard. Wow, that's such a good first try for your pancake. It looks very delicious. Really? Wow, sensei, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that I was able to convince everyone to take this class. Now we can always make pancakes and eat them together and make Pancake Fridays. And then now we pan over to the now we pan over and we're like, okay, what kind of thing did a Finanes Chiikawa make? Finanes Chiikawa made. Wait, no, let's. Says Sunny as Rocco. Well, that's not really a pancake. Actually, I'm not really sure how you did that, but that's also very impressive. Well, it might not be a pancake, but I think yours looks the most delicious so far, Chiikawa. And then now we pan over and then we see what did Vox as Usagi make for his pancake. Oh! How did he do that? How did he make pants from a cake? So that is a pants cake. and then it goes woo, and then it's like spins in the air, right? It spins in the air because and it goes like ow, right? he just like eats it, and he's like, and then he like rubs his little tummy, and you don't hear it because all Usagi says is, but in his mind he's like, tastes like twink, tastes like twink shorts. Tastes like twink shorts. Tastes like Twinkies. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So we're going to be voting again. So let's see. So rate this group. All right, rate this group. A, B, C, or D. How we doing? How we doing with this tier list? How we doing with this one? How we doing with this one? How we doing with this one? Another banger episode, yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Lol, it's so random. Vox is so funny. Okay. Okay. While you do this, I'm thinking of like the next script idea. Okay. All right. I have to think. Okay, let's delete these layers. Delete the twink pants. Of course. Anyway. Actually, while I do this, I'm going to press. Okay, so I'm going to make these layers red. Any layer that is red, I've already used, which is easier for me to understand. Okay, good. Very nice. Okay, Vox. Inanna. And... Alright, so... For this group, the Finana-led Chiikawa group, our grand total is... 60% A! 60% A! 60% A! Just 60%! Just 60%! Just 60%! Just 60%! Just 60%! Alright, which means that team is in second place on our tier list. So far, the crowd likes Wilson's Chiikawa. Chiikawa group the most. Alright, let me fix this a little bit more. Is this viewable? Yeah. Okay, good. Very nice. It's because we missed the S. There is no S rank. There's no S rank. We're doing A, B, C, D. Oh, A, B, D, C. Alright. America's best dance crew. Okay, let's go back down the list. So, who is the next Rocco? Like I said, Rocco is always somebody that I feel is somebody who's like teacher mode, senpai mode, sensei mode. Somebody who's like there to like help you out and kind of be like a big oni-chan, one-chan kind of vibe. And I feel like this is kind of tough. This is a little bit tough because I know that a lot of livers really fit into this mold. Like, actually, the first person I thought of that really feels like a whole Onesan kind of vibe is actually Millie. But I also feel like Millie's ability to be Usagi is just top tier Usagi. So I'm actually going to put Shu as Rocco. I think it has to be Shu as Rocco. Whenever I think about Shu, I always think about how I'm always asking him for help. Every time I have a tournament idea or like a big plan, like when we did the Suika tournament like a long time ago, I remember I asked Shu so much advice about how to set that up. How to like make these like game modes, how to do like a whole bunch of like casting, how to set things up. Shu really comes in clutch a lot of the times with his support. Actually, just this morning, we were having some kind of like issues with like technical audio stuff, and Shu was able to like come in and like fix that so quickly. Like, you have no idea how smart this man is and how on the up and up he is with knowing like everything there is to know. I think that he's probably the smartest person in NIJIEN. Maybe even the smartest person that I know. And I feel that when I say that, I feel like everybody understands that. And yeah, that's true. His brain is huge. His brain is so huge. But the other person I think that Shu could be, because I don't think that anybody here in NIJIEN is like a perfect one-to-one of like any of these characters. I feel that Shu is a combination of both Rocco and Chisa, because Shu is also like a huge grinder. And he is, and he has like this really nice quality about himself that I don't have, where that whenever he wants to learn something, he doesn't feel embarrassed about searching up something to teach him how to do it. Sometimes I get embarrassed about like looking at like a tutorial or something. But Shu, he will learn. He will learn. He was like really late into getting into the Umamusume. I think that I was like 2 weeks in. And then before like he started playing Umamusume, and now he's like, and now at Toro's Cup, he did so well. He came in second place in like the top tier kind of thing. He did really well. So Shu is like a really good like older brother feel, older brother poi, older brother like kind of vibe kind of guy. He's so smart. Okay. Anyway, that's enough glazing for Shu. For Momonga! Like I said about Momonga before, Momonga is a character who has some insecurities, but has this unwavering confidence in themselves. And Momonga is silly. And a lot of the times when they write Momonga isn't afraid to kind of be like the butt of the joke. But Momonga is also very tsundere, I guess. I don't know who else. I don't know who else could be Momonga. I am Momonga, I'll Momonga, and a Momonga. Gosh, I don't really see anyone else being Momonga. Anna, I honestly don't see Anna as Momonga. Like, I know Anna can be bratty, but I feel like that's kind of just like I feel like bratty is like the face that she kind of like pulls off sometimes, but I don't think she's naturally bratty. I think like Vare is naturally more bratty than Anna. Can we put Vare's Momonga? You know, Vare, get in here, Vare. You're Momonga. You're Momonga with me, Vare. You're Momonga with me, Vare. You know, Vare, you can be Momonga with me. I feel that Vare could definitely be a Momonga. Now, Vermonga, does that imply you're naturally bratty? I'm extremely bratty. I guess. I don't think bratty is the right word to describe me. I think I'm more gremlin. But a Ver can be kind of like that too. Cause the thing about Ver is that Ver has this shyness about himself that I think really comes out when you like try to get him to do something kind of embarrassing, but he enjoys it a lot in the end, I feel like. When like, for example, like when we were dancing the Persona 4 song, the dun 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 ba da ba ba da ba dum bum ba bum bum. When we were dancing that song, Ver was like trying really hard, and but in the beginning he was embarrassed about it, but eventually he got the self-confidence to match my nasty. Match my freak. Actually, thinking about it, what does this have to do with Momonga in the first place? I think I just started talking about Ver. Sorry. Momonga, going back to Momonga. Momonga is silly and Momonga shakes it. So because I know Ver can shake it, Ver can also be Momonga. It's because Momonga. Also I'm basing this a lot on his Twitter interactions too. Like a lot of the times I feel like Ver has these like jokes and stuff that are so overused. But he still goes for it. The tried and true kind, he'll still go for it. Like I think he's up to like 450 baby girls that he like baby girl mentions on stream or something like that. What does that even have to do with Momonga? I have no idea, but whatever. He can be Momonga. He can be Momonga. I don't know. I think I'm actually reaching with this one. I don't really think other people really have that Momonga vibe too much for me, I think. Anyway, we're going to put Prechat. Prechat, like I mentioned before, Prechat is this really shy, introverted person who really works hard for other people, and I feel that like really works behind the scenes to make people feel like they belong, like they're appreciated. In the series Prechat, what he'll do is that he'll make these like little pouches. That's why his name is Prechat. He'll make these like little pouches and stuff for other people, other chiikawas, other like creatures, so that they feel unique, so that they feel like they have something cute, especially for the ones who can't afford it. So Prechat really, to me, is somebody who gathers a lot of people together and works tirelessly to make sure that they feel like seen, to make sure that they feel like they matter. And I know Rosemi does that very well. I'm trying to see who else does that. But I know Rosemi fits that really well. I don't know if Rosemi is like 100% a Prechat. I feel like Rosemi also fits into the Chiikawa tier as well. I'm trying to think of, is Rosemi more Prechat or Chiikawa? But I feel like if I had to put somebody for Prechat, the first person I think of is Rosemi, especially because Rosemi sets up a lot of like collabs that are just like these like super big creations that feature a lot of people. And I know that she always does think about a lot of people. Like, I know that in her, like, one of her latest streams, the Detective Rose Me 3 stream, where she had like a bunch of other, where she had these bunch of characters that were based off of other like liver waves and stuff. You can definitely tell that she was thinking about a lot of us. So prechat. I think Aya also fits into the prechat tier as well. I know, like for example with Aya, I know that whenever it's somebody's birthday, Aya would draw them, like usually in a scrunkly, usually as a scrunkly character who has like these like really big eyes and stuff. But Aya is also somebody who I feel like celebrates people's birthdays and makes sure that they feel special. Yeah, like even if you, I feel like even if you don't really like talk to Aya all that much for like a long time, I think even then she'll still think of you and remember your birthday and remember to make time for you whenever it's your birthday so that you feel like you got something for your birthday. And I think that's like a really admirable thing, admirable thing. Like, yeah, a lot of times we forget how important birthdays are, but Aya remembers how cool and wonderful birthdays are. I think for this one I'm gonna put Aya as prechat for now. Kurimanju. Who else is Kurimanju? Who else is Kurimanju? Kurimanju. No. Kurimanju is the guy who drinks a lot of, who makes a lot of like meals and stuff and has like this really funny dad face when he finishes. I think I'll put Ryoma there. Ryoma. Ryoma, how do I say this? So a long time ago when we had like this Mario Party collab kind of thing, I remember Ryoma almost won the entire thing. And then at some point I remember it was Reimu. Reimu was like winning. And then Ryoma, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna take things into my own hands and I'm going to put so much chaos on the field so that it becomes an even playing field again and that everyone is able to just and no one is able to no one is able to predict what's gonna happen next." That he does like a whole bunch of things to like completely decrease his chances from winning from like 10% to 0%, and he increases Vox's percentage of winning from like 0% to like 2%, but that 2% was enough chaos to like really turn things around so that Vox is able to win the entire collab. And I can only imagine that just like Kurimanju does, every time he feels satisfied whenever he eats a meal or drinks something, I feel that Ryoma must have had the smuggest, most satisfied face on the entire planet because his meddling caused one of the funniest things to happen. He was just like, how it feels to chew 5 gum. How it feels to be Ryoma Barrenworth. I feel it. Do you feel it? I feel it. He threw a pebble into a pond to create chaos. He enjoys life. Yeah, I think so. Bro was scheming. Okay, and then Shisa. So Shisa, I think the pinnacle of Shisa is that she is the super hard worker. And when I think of hard workers, I think that the most hardworking person that I know in my entire life actually is Scarla. Scarla is, like, no joke, I think the hardest working person I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I honestly feel like Scarla, I always say this about Scarla, but I think that she's, like, extremely underrated, and she's extremely talented, and she always does, like, these, like, huge projects, and she'll always do, like, these, like, crazy things, and I have no idea where she gets the creative energy to do it, or actually any energy to do it. I think a lot of the times it comes from self-sacrifice. But I don't know, I feel like Scarla definitely is, like, the hardest person that I know. Like, the hardest working person that I know. Like, she'll stream for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And then sometimes she'll get sick. And then she'll make an apology on Twitter being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, chatto. I got a little sick today, but don't worry. Even though I have no voice today, I'm gonna stream with TTS on." And I'm like, girl, how go rest. But she does it for the love of the game, probably, or for whatever reason. But Scarla is probably, like, the hardest working person that I know. It's crazy. Energy drinks and Red Bull. Well, I mean, yeah, but come on. I think that a lot of it is just, like, through sheer willpower. Anyway, we've went down our list. Now let's go back to the top and figure out who is our next triple Chiikawa Hachiware Usagi. Chiikawa Hachiware Usagi. Alright, let's figure this out. Okay. Alright. Okay. Sable is Chiikawa. Sable's Chiikawa. Right? I think that's just the way it's gotta be. I think that's just the way it's gotta be. You agree with me, right? Like, out of everybody left on the board, I feel like Sable has to be the Chiikawa. Like, I feel like Sable does his best to really, what's the word? To really express how much he loves everyone. But sometimes it comes out as like a bean trying his best. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like as if a dog is trying his best to learn how to speak a language, and all he wants to say is "I love you." But the dog is trying so hard. The dog is trying so hard, it's almost funny. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Sable will not fight back when he is teased. That's a cute image. Sei-chan is very sweet. Yeah, he is very sweet. He is very sweet. And Hachiware. It's gotta be Calyx, right? It's gotta be Calyx as Hachiware. It's gotta be Calyx as Hachiware. Every time I see Calyx, I always feel that he has this huge amount of silliness, but a lot of it is in control too. But the moments where he gets flustered are times where he gets, like, absolutely surprised. And I feel like those are some of my favorite Calyx moments ever. Like sometimes one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm, like, collabing with other livers is to see how hard I can make, like, a certain liver laugh. And when I was doing the collab earlier today, the Rose Midnight Live, I was, like, actively trying to get Calyx to laugh. And I forgot what joke it was. I think it was, like, the free Ren joke. But I remember Calyx laughing so hard, and I was so proud of it. And Hachiware in Chiikawa has the best laughs. Every time I hear Hachiware laugh, in the Chiikawa anime, I feel like everything is right in the world, you know? So I feel like just because of that, I feel like Calyx has huge Hachiware vibes. He's silly, he's really silly, but also, like, the laugh is just goated, I think. But, like, when it comes down to Sable and Calyx's, like, vibes together, I do feel like Calyx definitely feels more like somebody who can, like, be the first person to step foot on an adventure, you know? Like, I know that Calyx is, like, I know Calyx is, like, participating in, like, a whole bunch of things, like the Final Fantasy collabs and stuff. I think that's really cool. So, for that adventure spirit, and that laugh, and these moments where I'm like, where I actively cheer for Calyx, I think he has to be Hachiware. Usagi! Okay. Alright, I'm thinking. Alright. Who's... Okay. Okay, Millie, right? It has to be Millie. I haven't really seen Millie and Calyx interact too much. Or even, like, with By the Beat too much, I think. But Millie is Usagi. I think that's clear as day, right? Put Freyo? I don't know. I feel like Freyo's more Chiikawa. Gotta be honest. I feel like Freyo's more Chiikawa. I feel like Freyo's more Chiikawa. The way that Freyo, like... yeah, I'm gonna... You know, might as well just, like, finish up By the Beat. The way that Freyo, like... talks in collabs and stuff, I feel like it's super Chiikawa boy. Like, whenever we're... for example, there was this one moment where we were playing Street Fighter, and I remember we were on teams. It was me, Claude... Was it me, Claude, and... No, I think it was me, Zally, and Freyo versus Shu, Sunny, and Claude, or something. And it was really tough. I remember it was like super duper tough, right? And at some point, I think that Freyo actually clutched it out, and our team won against Sunny. And Sunny was like, "Oh my god, Freyo, I'm so proud of you, dude. You beat me. I was really trying." And Freyo was just like, "Nah, I know you're really going easy on me, senpai." And I was like, "Oh, take the compliment already, take the compliment already. Why does he have to cry? He won! Why does he feel like he's crying? I feel like he's always crying, no!" He's like, even on his best days, sometimes I feel like he's about to cry. Like he's holding it in. Maririn, hello! We were working on the definitive Chiikawa tier list of NIJIEN. Now, Maririn, do you know who Kurimanju is? You might be surprised to hear this, Maririn, but I thought you were Kurimanju. Not too much. Oh, you don't know Kurimanju? Okay. You should Google who Kurimanju is. Kurimanju is this guy, Maririn. And he goes every time like he'll like drink. You only know how they look. Okay, if you see Kurimanju's face, he'll probably be like, What? He called you Unk. Yeah, well, Kurimanju is very Unk-coded. I did not do Marini dirty. No, 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 no. Whoever says that has not listened to my explanation of Kurimanju. Kurimanju is this beast who does these things that are so, like, so out of the league for some of these, like, other characters. Because he's so avant-garde. He's so thinking outside of the box. And then he'll be so satisfied because it always works out well for him. He always enjoys himself. Like, for example, there's this one time where he or I think Kurimanju, he eats soup like a certain way. And then I think everyone else is just like, oh wow, oh man, I want to eat soup just like him. But they can't do it. They can't do it. They're like, oh, it's too spicy. It's too spicy. And I feel like Madeline definitely has this whole vibe where a lot of the times she'll do these things for her own self, like for her own self challenges and own self goals. Like I was talking about how you danced on lotion. And how it sounds so dangerous. And just hearing about it makes me worried. But I bet that the look of satisfaction on your face after you finish that was probably the same look of satisfaction after Kurimanju does literally anything. That's his whole joke. He'll do something and then he'll be like, ah. That look of satisfaction, I can only imagine, is what I see whenever Madeline does something cool. A lot of the times when I talk to Madeline, she'll tell me about all of these cool things that she does. And I'm like, wow, that's so amazing. I'm so proud of you. Kurimanji is always kind to Chiikawa and Hachiware. Yeah! Okay, anyway. And Zeal, so that we're finishing by the beat. Zeal's tough, but I feel like Zeal, thanks. You're welcome. Trust me, it's a good one. It's a good one. The only bad one is Momonga. Zeal's tough. Zeal's really tough. I feel like Zeal isn't Hachiware. I don't know. I feel like Zeal isn't Hachiware. Hachiware will fall down into a pit and he'll cry his eyes out because he'll think that nobody's there to save him. But the thing about Zeal is that Zeal is always capable. Momonga's your favorite? Momonga, why is Momonga your favorite? Well, Momonga is definitely the cutest. But Momonga's like... Momonga's a villain. Zeal is too capable to be Hachiware. You know, Zeal is too capable to be Hachiware. In a way, Usagi's really capable, so I think that he could be Usagi. But also, I'm not sure about it because Usagi speaks nonsense. And Zeal doesn't speak nonsense. Zeal speaks like somebody who's really learned. And somebody who knows a lot of stuff. They're so cute and is like really bratty, which is also cute. That's the reason why I put Ver as Momonga, because he's bratty! That's exactly why I put Ver there. Anyway, I guess Zeal, I'll put him as Rocco. I guess I'll put Zeal as Rocco. I know that for like the for the Project Sekai tournament, Zeal really felt like a leader point. I know that a lot of people really looked up to him, and yeah, even I remember even when he raided into me on that day, and we were like going over like, and I was like going over my problems with him. Zeal was just like, I believe in you. Okay, but Momonga's cuter than Ver. Yeah, we're going by personality, not by looks. I agree with you there. Momonga is definitely cuter than Ver. I don't think Ver needed that stray, Marin, but yeah, I agree. On his birthday. I can't believe it. Yeah, it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Fair. His birthday. You guys saw nothing. Okay, I'm gonna put Zeal as Rocco, who is basically like the captain, the guild leader, somebody who's like in a teaching role. But for Usagi, who speaks nonsense who speaks nonsense? Who speaks the most nonsense here? It's Millie. Millie speaks nonsense. Millie speaks nonsense. Like, I still have no idea about like a lot of the things that she says sometimes. But I think that the thing that makes Millie the best Usagi is that she has probably the best ability to make the weirdest noises possible. I remember for my 3D debut, I asked Millie, could you voice act such and such and such and such? And she did such an amazing job with it. I'm pretty sure she made a sound that nobody else made in the world. On TikTok, there was like this trend about people talking about their like original experiences, and if anybody actually has a unique experience, I feel like Millie, a lot of the times when she's able to like use her mouth to make funny noises, I feel like that's a unique experience every time. She makes a noise that nobody else has made before. Okay, anyway, so we have our Chiikawa, our next Chiikawa Hachiware Usagi trio. So we're going to put our little hacker man. And then we're going to go into our simulation. Okay, hold on. I'm setting up the simulation. Hold on. It's gonna take me like 2 minutes, but I'm gonna set up the simulation now that I know who we are working with. Okay, so we have a Sable. Okay, we have Sable. We have Calyx. Where's Calyx? Calyx is here. We have Calyx. And then we have Millie. Okay, we have... Okay. Let's see. And then we're gonna put them... Let's see, what's another... What's a good place to put them? Let's see. I guess... I'm thinking. What could we do? Okay. All right. Okay. I have an idea. Okay. Hold on. I gotta get. Okay. God. Okay. I gotta get new assets. Hold on. I'm gonna go on Ira Sutoya. I got something. I'm gonna get a. Let's see. Okay, we have to get. Okay, I have to get like this. Okay, and then we have to get like one of these. Okay, that looks good. That looks great. And then, I need, let's see. What's really funny? Okay, I need one of these. Okay. Okay. And then I need I need one of these too. My God, I feel like this. I feel like this is gonna be a good episode. Okay. And now I feel. Okay. So we have Millie as Usagi, we have Calyx as Hachiware, and we have Sable as Chiikawa. Okay, now I just have to import. Okay, we import this. Okay, thank you very much everyone for waiting. Okay, we're going to be starting the cartoon. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Let me just zoom out a little bit. Okay, anyway, the simulation. You didn't know that Doppio is a graphic designer with 15 years experience? Yeah, actually I have even less experience. I have the experience of like a 5-year-old. Anyway, so you know, they're just walking down the forest. Walking down the forest. Na da da di da di da. Na 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 na. And then Sable as Chiikawa, he's like, huh? Huh? What? And then Calyx as Hachiwara is like, he's like, huh? Oh, hey, is that? I've never seen that fruit before. Hey, do you want me to help you get it? Sable, Sei-chan, you want me to help you get it? And Sable, he's like, yeah, And then Calyx, because he's like older brother boy, he's like, heap. Wah. And then Sable, he starts crying a little bit. He's like, Sei-chan, are you okay? Sable, are you okay? He's like, And then, yeah, hi Sable. Sorry, I hope this isn't really awkward. Anyway, and then he's like, do you want me? And then he's like, do you want me to help you try again? And then Sable's like, he wipes like the dirt off of his face, and then he wipes the tears off of his eyes, and he's like, and he grabs onto it, and then he's like, yeah, I grabbed onto it, and then Calyx is like, yeah, you did it. But then the thing about it is that it doesn't let go. Even though he's pulling on it with all of his might and stuff. And he's like, and he's like, why can't he grab it? And then Millie, who's playing as Usagi, while they're over here like figuring out like why this can't be like grabbed or whatever, Calyx says, well, you know what they say, the most delicious fruit are the fruits that are so hard to be picked, you know? So this must be like really delicious. Maybe if we like grow stronger or get some kind of tool or something, we'll be able to like get it. And then he's like, so what if we like go somewhere and try to get it? And then Millie, who's just like peeking, because like, you know, that's what Usagi does. Sometimes he just like peeks from behind the tree, like like so. And then he'll be like, Sable, thanks for his and then because, you know, since she's OP and stuff. And they're like, huh? How did that happen? And then Millie, she grabs it. She's actually able to get it. She's like, wah! And you're like, wow! That was so strong. That was so wow! And then because they're good friends, they start clapping for her. And then Millie's like, ha ha ha! And then she bites into the apple. She bites into the apple. But actually, it wasn't just any apple. It was actually an evil apple, painted yellow. It was an evil apple. It was an evil apple painted yellow. Blah! So now, like Millie's like, I'm knocked out. And they're like, What happened? 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 And then actually it turns out that there was a schemer. There was a schemer in the background. We had a schemer the whole time. He was over here, Momonga. We have Momonga. Momonga was over here scheming. He was like, that'll teach you to steal my food, you stupid rabbit. That'll teach you to steal my food. And he's like, starts shaking his butt. He's like, ooh, 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 wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, 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 ooh, 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 wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, Anyway, but that's not the end of the story. So I know, like, then there's like a commercial break. It's like a commercial break. Chiikawa. And then afterwards, what happens is that out of the commercial break, like, what happens is that, hold on, like a little being. So the apple's like all bit into and stuff. You can delete the apple, and like a little being made out of like. Made out of smoke. The evil being is just like, and then Kate looks and table there. They're like panicking. They're like panicking. And then this guy, right? We'll call him Smog Monster. So Smog Monster is just like, I'm so hungry. I wish I had something to eat. And they're like, huh? You want something to Kale's like, huh? You want something to eat? And then he's like, but we don't have anything to eat. And then Sable, who's Chiikawa, obviously always comes prepared for something like this to happen. So he pulls out some, some omu rice. Right? He pulls out some omu rice from his pocket, and then he's just like, he's crying because like this omu rice was gonna be his dinner for that day, and he has like he literally has like no other like food for the entire week. Right? That's the only thing that he has. But he'll give some omu rice to this guy, and then he's like, omu rice for me? And then he eats the omu rice. And now afterwards, let me just hold on. Gonna hold on. Just gonna fix this a little bit. Gonna fix this and then. And now they're all best friends. Okay. Let's go. Okay. How did I cook? How was it? How was that episode? Huh. Starting a poll. How was this episode? Okay. A, B, C, or D? Okay, how was this trio of Chiikawa characters? How was this? Did you enjoy this episode? Pure cinema. The Sable live acting added a lot of points. Thanks, Sable. You really carried your team there. That's why you're the Chiikawa, Sable. That's why you're the Chiikawa. Sable, you're the Chiikawa. You like that it ended in friendship? Do you feel like this could have actually been the plot point for like an actual Chiikawa episode? Dude, I can't. Yeah, you believe in it? Do you believe in it? Do you believe in my ability to do a tier list? That was so Chiikawa. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Okay. Okay. Alright, anyway, we have finished the voting, and we are going to see... Oh! So 81%, 81%, oh my god, 81%. The Sable-led Chiikawa group is in the lead with 81%. So far, Sable as Chiikawa is the best Chiikawa with 81% A rank. Dang. 81% A rank. That is insane. That is insane. Alright, anyway. Anyway. Let's keep going. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Alright, so, let's speed this up just a little bit. I think... I'm convinced Pio-chan produces Chiikawa episodes in secret. Oh, I'm that strong, huh? Thanks, Sable. I appreciate you. Let's go! Okay, okay, let's put Freyo away for now. I think for Rocco, I do feel that Clara has a little bit of Rocco energy. Oh wait, no, we've had Zeal as Rocco. Yeah, we had Zeal as Rocco. Oh, so then we have to do a Momonga. Momonga. You know, I think Albin actually kind of fits into Momonga a little bit. I feel like Albin fits into Momonga a little bit. I feel like Albin really does sometimes try hard to be really cute. He can do it for sure. I think Albin definitely can be really cute, especially with the whole like Albinya kind of stuff. But I think Albin also has that side of himself that gets so overly protective too. Like I don't know. Like I remember this one time I posted on Twitter something about Sunny being very older brother to me. Like Sunny being Aniki. And I think I remember somewhere I saw Albin like being like he just like hissed at me. I've never been hissed at by anyone else in my whole entire life. So Albin is the first person who ever hissed at me. Do you remember that? Yeah, that happened. Yeah. So for that, I'm putting Albin as Momonga. But that's fine, it's fine. After all, Momonga is, according to Marin, the cutest character and her favorite character. I'm also Momonga. Maybe that's why. But yeah. I feel like Albin definitely has the ability to take Momonga in stride as well. Momonga has some of that self-confidence that I was talking about before. Definitely powered by cuteness and his ability to do whatever the heck he wants. He's always so cool. Prechat. Let's see. I kinda wanna give Anna Prechat. I kinda wanna give Anna Prechat. And the reason why I want to give Anna Prechat is because Prechat is somebody who, like, really, like, looks out for other people. Like, I feel that while Rocco looks out for people in the sense that, like, he is, like, the older brother, I feel like Prechat is the person who's, like, worried about, I feel like Prechat is somebody who, like, really worries about people as, like on the core, Prechat will just, like, worry about people. And when I got lost on the train, I feel like the first person to really worry if I'll be able to get home was Anna. I feel like she fully believed that if she did not help me that night, I would have died. Or I would have slept on the subway. So I can't help but feel that Anna is One-chan poi. Like, I remember when I got lost on the train that day, and I was like trying to get home, and I just couldn't get out of the subway station for whatever reason. Anna was like the first person to like help me. She was like, okay, well, you need to find this, you need to find this. I know that you're scared, but just listen to me, and I'll try to help you out the best as I can. I might not be able to help you fully, but I'm going to do whatever I can. And I think I had Anna like guide me for like 3 hours, and she kept checking up on me like every 5 minutes to make sure that I wasn't dead. And for that, I feel like Anna has to at least have a little bit of push at, I think. Anyway, Kurimanju, I kind of feel like Meliko has a little bit of that Kurimanju. Not only does Meliko have a little bit of that, Oji-san poi sometimes. I feel like if she heard me say that, she'd screech at me a little bit. But just like somebody said before, Chiikawa and Hachiwari look up to Kurimanju a lot. And I remember when me and Ver were doing the XLA 3D concert, and we relied on Meliko a lot during then. And like I remember Meliko trying really hard to help us like keep up with her and stuff. Like she was like taking things slow, she was like teaching us the moves, she was like helping us like figure out where we were supposed to go. Meliko, and not only that, but she felt like I felt that like when we succeeded, Meliko also felt like she was like proud of us too. So that whole pride and whole like sense of success with Kurimanju that we were giving to Maririn and Ryoma, I feel like also works out for Meliko. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so Shisa, who is what we gave to like hard work, who represented hard work, who represented like grinding, who represented like somebody who's like always working. I know Clara really loves Chiikawa. I know Clara super loves Chiikawa. And I know that she might feel a little bit disappointed for me to give her Shisa out of all the characters. But I hope Clara thinks that Shisa is cute. On the other hand, I definitely see Clara as Hachiware too. But okay, you know, okay, actually, you know what? We have space. Okay, you know what? No. Sorry, let's make this a little less boring. Okay, so we have these groups now. Chiikawa, definitely Rosemi Chiikawa. I feel that that Rosemi definitely has that. She's just a guy, just a little guy, poi, right? Definitely. I know that Rosemi feels. I remember speaking to her about this, and then I remember she telling me that like whenever she sometimes has these like huge collabs, she feels like kind of intimidated because she has to. I mean, because she's like very caring, and she's always like wondering if everybody is like going to be okay with these kinds of things. So she always does her best to make it as easy as possible for everyone. Like a lot of the collabs that she has been doing, I remember she was like working really hard to make it easy, to make things like fun, and you know, she's definitely is the kind of person to stress herself out about all of that. So I think Rosemi gives Chiikawa. Petra! Do we give Petra Hachiware? I kinda want to give Petra Hachiware. I know Petra is silly. And she makes funny noises like Usagi, but I know Petra also has a little bit of like an adventurous side to herself too. I mean, you have to be sort of adventurous in order to actually like, you have to be like adventurous and somebody who like goes out of their way to like learn weird things to actually like Toma from Amnesia and Cages. Yeah. Could I give it doesn't Okay. I know this does not fit at all. I know it doesn't really fit Clara to be Usagi at all. But I feel like if I ever ask Clara, I need you to fill in as Usagi today. I feel like Clara would be like, huh? You're picking me to be Usagi? Well then, Sir Doppio, then I'll be the best Usagi you've ever had. Oh, no, she'll be like, well, I'm not sure if I can do Usagi, but I'll try my best. I'll try harder than any maids have ever tried before. And then she'll... and then she'll just do the best Usagi ever. I feel like she has it in her. While it might not come natural to her, like on a first look kind of thing, I feel that she could be Usagi. That makes sense. I think Usagi is Clara's favorite, actually. And let's also remember that Usagi is weird as hell, and Clara ate a cockroach or something on stream just to prove a point that she doesn't like potatoes. Actually, you know what? I think we're right. I think we have to give her Usagi. We have to. She ate a cockroach, dude. It was not a cockroach. It was something. Oh, scorpion. Yeah, okay. So it's not a cockroach, it's a scorpion. So it's like a cockroach. It's still crunchy, but it's like poisonous. So it's even worse. It's even worse. It was a scorpion. Okay, scorpion. Big difference. I wouldn't eat it either way. Big difference. It has like a stinger. It has. I would. No. It's better than a roach. Either way, you have to be a little bit crazy in the head to want to eat a bug like a scorpion more than more than a potato, more than chips. Yeah, sorry Clara, but you kind of dug your own grave there. Anyway, we have our next group. It's time to bring out the stimulation. Crazy in the head or dedicated? You know, Usagi is crazy dedicated. I saw this one manga part, I think, where Hachiwara and Chiikawa kind of get curious and want to follow Usagi home, and they think that, and then they're like, how come we never know? How come we don't know what his house looks like? And then they follow him to his house, and then they think it's his house, but instead it's just like 1,000 statues with acorn hats on them. That's dedication. That's weird. Anyway, it's time for me to okay, let me just clean this up a little bit. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. We don't need this. It's time to figure something out. Okay, I like this. Okay, I'm cooking. Okay. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay. All right, hold on. Hold on. I need to gather some assets. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gathering some assets. Hold on there. Hold on. Okay, it'll probably take me like 5 minutes to gather some assets, but don't worry about it. I'm trying there. I'm trying here. Okay, yes, this is gonna be asset number 1. Holding on, good. Please hold on for a little longer. Okay, and then I'm gonna need one of these. Oh, 92. Let's see. What's this word in Japanese? Okay. Okay, this works. Okay, so let's take these out. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. Don't need this, 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 don't need this. Okay. Then we have this. Okay, and then okay, I like that idea, and then okay, I like this idea. And then, okay, this makes sense. Hold on, I'm cooking a little bit. I'm cooking a lot with this one, so it'll take. Okay, alright, I get it. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, and then okay. So then something like this. And then something like this. Okay. Sorry for the wait. This is a little bit. This is kind of a lot of cooking for no reason. Okay. I think this. Okay, I need to open up something. Okay, then we're gonna have to do this. Hold on. Okay. 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 And then we need one of those. Okay. We need one of these. Okay, we need one of those. No, we need like 3 of these. We need like 3 of these. Okay, and then we also need... And we also need... And then we also need... Okay, okay. Alright, okay. I think with this, I have with this, I have all the assets that I need. We are ready to do the simulation. Okay, we're ready to do the simulation. Okay, we are ready to do the simulation. Okay. It was a rainy day during the night. And then after the rainy day, after the rainy night, it's still like really rainy, right? So we have like a lot of puddles on the ground. Right? Puddles on the ground. Right? And then we have... who did we have as this one? We had Rosemi, Petra, and Clara. Rosemi... Okay, we have Rosemi as Chiikawa. Petra as Hachiware. And we have Clara as Usagi. Okay. Alright. Are we... Okay, I think we're ready. Okay. Okay, we're ready. Okay. So this takes place after like a rainy night. And then oh, actually, instead of this, we should probably start it off inside of hold on, let me get like one more asset. Let me get one more asset. Okay, this isn't well, this one's not gonna make too much sense, but it'll at least for the story it'll make a little bit of sense. Okay, so let's just like increase this a little bit. Increase this just like a little bit. Take off the puddles for a second. Put this one. Put this one here. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Oh God. And then they're hanging out at a Chiikawa's house. I know Chiikawa's house is more like an igloo, but we just needed some furniture. Oh, I guess that doesn't make sense because Rosemi's not supposed to have furniture. Anyway, they're hanging out at Chiikawa's house and they hear like the thunder and the rain outside, and they're like, wow, it's really rainy outside and thundery outside. Sorry. Guys, it's so rainy outside. I don't know if we can go outside and play today. Rosemi as Chiikawa was really sad. And then Clara's Usagi, she's like, huh? And then she just like runs out the door. And then Rosemi as Chiikawa, she's like, huh? And then Petra as Hachiwara is like, huh? Looks like I think Usagi has an idea. Let's follow. And then do, and then they both run after. And then Clara, and then Clara, she stops right in front of like the riverbank. She stops right in front of the riverbank. And then they're like, huh? What are we doing here? Huh? Usagi, why did you stop? Why did you stop here? And then Clara as Usagi, she's like, and then, you know, with her like little rainbow, she like jumps into the puddle. Starts splashing around. and then Petra and Rosemary, they're like, oh, that looks kind of fun. Ooh, 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 wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, 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 wah. And then they're like splashing there, making. And then Rosemary as Chico, she's like, oh, that looks fun to do. And then we, except. And then they're running around. What happened? And then Petra as Hachiwara like bends down and looks inside because, you know, she's really worried about her best friend. And then so does Usagi. And then they hear like a rumble, which is like, it's like. You hear like this monstrous growl. Right? Monsters growl. They're like, something must have happened. This must be one of those like monster traps. Because in the so far, you know, in the in anime, there's like a lot of like monsters who make these like traps and stuff to capture the little creatures and stuff. And they're like, we have to go save Chico. We have to go save Rosemi. And then, okay, we have to go quick. We have to go get something. We have to get like weapons. So then they both go back to like their houses, right? So that they can get their weapons. But you know, the only thing that they can find is, well, okay, so the only thing I was able to find was a cheese grater. And that's exactly it. That's the only thing that they were able to find too. Somehow they were only able to find cheese graters. They're only able to find cheese graters. And they're like, well, it's the only thing we can do. We have to go save Rosemi. Ah! And so with their cheese graters in hand, they jump into the and then they're like, let's take away the cheese graters for now. And then all of a sudden, this one needed to be here. And all of a sudden, in the other world, they're like, it was a portal. And in the portal, there's a bunch of stars, right? It's the angry stars. They've been taken hostage once again, but this time, instead of a 3-star restaurant, it's a 3-star game development studio. And they're like working on. Not only that, but also. Rosemi as Chiikawa is also. They're all typing away. And why? Well, it's because there's a monster. Of course there's a monster. There's like a monster right here. And then And then it's like, She doesn't want to type anymore. Look at these. These aren't fingers for typing. They're like little Powerpuff Girl stubs. They don't type. She doesn't even have fingers. Anyway, it's then when she's at her saddest that. Wait, where do we put the Petra one? That Petra. And then, where do we put the Clara one? Clara. And then they're holding their cheese graters in hand, being like, "Don't worry, we'll save you." Da 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 da. But then when they try attacking the monster. But the monster's made out of slime. Slime is not the same as cheese. You can't grate slime. It doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. And so the evil slime was like, ha 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 ha. You have to finish this game before you are allowed to go home. No. And so now they're all typing away. They're all just like typing away. And then they're like, how are we ever going to be able to do this? I don't understand C++. Nobody understands C++. Oh. And all of a sudden, the camera just imagine, the camera pans right. And instead we have, what do we have as, we have Kurimanju. All of a sudden we have Marufi as Kurimanju. It just like goes. It just goes and close up to her face, and then it's just like, and then whoosh, and she's like, the greatest game ever is complete. And they're like, ah! And that's it. The end. I think that one was too complicated. I think that one was a bit too complicated. I think that was too complicated. Man, I had the vision, but I think I overcomplicated it a little bit. I think this one was too plot related. Anyway, let's put it to the vote. Start a poll. Rate A, B, C, and D. Alright. And in the meanwhile, let's fill out the finals. So, I also feel like Freo could be a nice Chiikawa. I feel like Uki. I explained Freo before. I feel like Freo can be a Chiikawa. I also feel like Freo could be a Pochette too, but I think overall, I think Freo gives off a lot of Chiikawa vibes. I'm gonna put Ren into... Actually, I'm gonna put Ren into... You know what? I feel like Ren is like on his other tier, right? I feel like Ren is kind of more like the weird Sunday night villain where he just like appears and does something really crazy and then he disappears. I feel like Ren fits that role so perfectly. I think he's other. I think Ren just automatically is his own completely different character. I can't... Cause Chiikawa, I don't think so for Chiikawa. Hachiwara, maybe. I feel like you can kind of argue Hachiwara a little bit, but I feel like Ren is a little bit too mature and learned to be to have that kind of adventurous, like super duper adventurous side. I know that he says he preaches touch grass, but I feel like Ren is somebody who already understands the world. He feels more like Rocco than Hachiwari to me. But also Ren is silly. He's not really like he's dependable, but he's like not as serious as Rocco. Momonga, no. Pochette, a little bit Pochette. Kurimanju, a little bit maybe. Shisa, he does grind out his music a lot, but I feel like Ren definitely fits into the whole. If I had to cast Ren, I'd definitely give him as the funny villainous character that appears like every week as like something different, makes like a new funny voice. I feel like he would be like that. Uki's tough too. I know Uki always cheers on a lot of people. I feel like Pochette would make sense for Uki, but I kind of want to give him Momonga. I kind of want to give Uki Momonga. Momonga's adorable. But and Uki can be sassy. Uki can be really sassy. Uki can be super sassy. Okay, I think Uki's level of sass. Plus, I can't imagine Momonga being able to drive a car. And Uki's probably the person in this whole branch who is the least able to drive a car. I've seen Uki play Mario Kart. I think a 5-year-old can play Mario Kart a bit better than Uki. I'm sorry, Uki. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. But you know it's true. Uki, you can't drive, and I can't imagine Momonga drives either. I think it's Momonga for Uki. All right, and with that. Let's see, okay, so we give, oh, interesting. So we're giving Rosemi as Chiikawa 58%. 58% for Rosemi as Chiikawa group. Which means that Sable is de facto the best Chiikawa in all of NIJIEN. And that's it. I think that's it. I've been yapping for 3 hours, cooking for 3 hours, and I believe we're done here. Sable is the most Chiikawa out of everyone in NIJISANJI EN. Okay. What about the rest? No, this is a Chiikawa tier list. We were just doing Chiikawa. Actually, I have no idea. But I hope that you were able to get something out of this tier list. I don't know if you agree with me or not with these. So, it's a little bit messy, but again, we're gonna put Senpai, Sable, congratulations! You're the most Chiikawa! Technically, Freo, we didn't really give Freo a chance. We didn't get a group for Freo. But I feel like Freo might have been a good Chiikawa too, but he already won $1 billion today. It's okay. Anyway, so for other, we have Ren, Chiikawa, we have Sable in first place, followed by Wilson, then we have Finana, and then Rosemi, and then Freo. Hachiware. Thank you. I'm still hungry, but I'm so happy the omurice saved some. Glad you're taking it so seriously, Sable. Hashiwara, we have Vanta, Alira, Calyx, and Petra. Usagi, we have Zally, Vox, Millie, Clara. Rocco, we have Sunny, Shu, Zio. For Momonga, it's me, Doppio. We have Ver, Albin, and Oogie. Pouchet, we have Luca, Aya, Millie, Kurimanju. We have Meloko, Ryoma, and Maririn. And lastly, for Shisa, we have the Grinders, Scarla, and Claude. And with that, I think it's finished. Thank you very much for watching my stream, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed. Take care. Take care. What do you think? At the very end, what do you think? 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 Did we get it? Oh, sorry, Anna. My bad, Anna. And yeah, Ren is a space alien. How could I forget? He's too different to be a Chiikawa. Rudy says this stream was really so amazing, cute, and fun. Loved it, smiled and laughed so much. Would rewatch every single episode over and over. PLSPO. Hope you had a very good night's sleep. Well, thank you, Rudy. My brain is fried. My brain is fried. I wish I could have thought up more episodes and stuff, but just thinking of 4 off the top of my head was kind of tough, but I'm glad that I went through with it. I hope that you enjoyed every single one of these, like, really quickly made skits. I'm sorry that it wasn't, like, you know, even more thought up of, but, you know, I'm still proud of myself for doing at least this much, I think. Maymay says, for making whole stickers, cooking up scenarios, you're shining light on your friends, you inspire me so much with your creativity, love, and sweetness! Thank you, Maymay! Thank you for not mentioning how much shade I threw on Ver. Julie, for 10 amazing gifts! Thank you so much, Julie! Thank you! It was super fun, I'm glad. Paula said it was fun. Thank you very much for the gifts. It's pretty impressive, says Storm. Really glad, super glad to hear. Alright. And that was Doppio Dropscythe tier list. It's very rare like that I do like a tier list stream. They're always so hard for me to do because I'm always wanting to like make them like honorable, I guess. To show how much I love like my friends and stuff. But I always want them to like be really fun and unpredictable too. Susie says, I'd like to see the other livers act out what you wrote now. Oh, Pio, you cooked hard. Thank you, Susie. Charlotte says, thank you for the stream, Pio. Thank you so much, Charlotte! I'm glad you enjoyed. I've never watched a single episode, says Black Pearl Angel, but I know these are 100% accurate and peak cinema. Good. Good. You love my tier lists because it's always creative? Thank you, Weeping Serpent. I'm really glad to hear that. More tier lists, more cartoons. Nice. This stream is just an excuse for you to show how much you love your friends? Good. Glad to hear it. Man, I feel like I've been yapping. I'm going to just like be completely silent for like the next couple of hours. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for watching my tier list stream. Thank you, Marty and Marty Pets, for the raid earlier. Thank you, Sable, for sticking around for so long. I hope I did your Chiikawa justice. You definitely did. Anyway, once again, very much love to Chiikawa. I really love this show. My Mane-san also super duper loves Chiikawa. And Mane-san, if you're listening to this right now, you're Prechat. In fact, every single manager in NIJIEN is Prechat. Mane-san, you are Prechat. Thank you for being our Prechat, Mane-san. Okay, that's it. Okay, bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Let's go take a look at the schedule. I think I'm streaming again in like 10 hours or so. I'm gonna sleep, and I'm gonna set up the waiting room soon, but yeah, okay. So the next stream that we have is Date Everything at 11 a.m. JST, so that's in around 9 hours. 9 hours, okay. 9 hours until we have Date Everything. Alright, I'll see you there. I might change it up last second, but I'll stream at this time. I might switch it to something else, but I'll stream something at this time. Anyway, and then later on we'll play Pineapple on Pizza. That's something definitely that we're gonna do. But yeah. Alright. That's it for me. For real this time. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a safe day. Have a good night. Wherever you are, I know that you're loved and important. And, yeah. Bye-bye. Alright. We're going to be raiding into Vox, who's playing Minecraft. Millie's also playing Uma Musume. So we're gonna raid into Vox, and our message to Vox is gonna be like, you better dodge this truck. You better dodge this truck. Okay, anyway. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.